Welcome back to Beaverville. Join me by the campfire as we go through yet more journey with our beavers. We're working on expanding the power grid, adding bad water pumps to prepare for our beaver situation here. How did we want to do this? That's right, because it needs power in the middle. There we go. And then something I wanted to do here was remove this pathway. Let's go up. I gotta remove this pathway too. Yes, yes. And we need to go up further. Oops, no. Stairway. And then we'll have to come back down. Is this... Okay. That's going to put them in the water, so we don't want to do that per se. Yep. So what we'll do is we'll do double platforms. How do we want to build this? We're going to want double large, starting here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah. So we'll double up the levees here, and also double up levees going this way, which will allow us to do that. And we'll want to replace these with double as well. Which we can't do right there. So we'll hold off on replacing these gateways until we're ready. I need to build a path that goes over here so that they'll be encouraged to build these. You know, yeah, that's fine. And with this, we're going to want to mark resources for being removed. Gonna have to make that. We can let them build this first, of course. And then we're gonna have to expand our tree planting. Let's build a few of the, make a few of those. Do a couple in maple. And then the rest in oak. And I just overwrote like all that in oak. Yep. Alright, we'll fix this in a moment. Okay. I wanted these in maple. And I wanted this in pine. Then there's a bunch of pine here. And we'll unlock those from being cut. And these birch, we're going to undo the birch, set those for being destroyed so we can get them replaced with other trees. I'm going to replace those with either pine or oak. And we'll plant more pine right here. It's not like we're hurting for those. We really don't need two of these running at the moment. There's our builder's hut. Okay, so it's got 4 people running it. That's got 4. We're good on that end. Let's let those run for another few minutes. One thing I know we want to do is we're going to want to... We can unlock this, the Badwater rig. At some point we'll cap that off. Or we'll come down here and cap this one off. So that's the big thing, is next we need to decide where we're going to put our next district. I'm thinking our next district should be down here, because that's where the mine is, which will give us a much more sustainable source of metal. We can turn that into an industrial district. We can also divert water over here to make it, make it also have its own in-house food district, or food production, as needed. For now, let's let things cook so that we can add, a more reliable reservoir to the place. So this is done. Let's add a levee here. I don't know where our beavers are working at the moment. Where are our beavers working at the moment? Oh, they're probably up. Yep, they're up here working. That's fine. Actually, next. Let's see if we can get this all sped up. I'm not so concerned about getting this sped up yet. See if they can get this done before the next drought or bad tide. Sorry if you can hear that. I've been getting some fluid in so that I can talk better and more. Helps to keep hydrated and the throat lubricated so that you're not drying out your voice or vocal cords and having issues speaking. And that's another problem there. maybe if we add a guy up here somewhere to help with wood cutting. How far does he help over? Yeah, that's not a terrible spot. And then if we add a staircase here, pump its priority breaks. Get rid of this too, because it's never going to be built. Doesn't really matter if it's built. Fluid and dynamics in this game is kind of odd. Did this get built yet? Not yet. Let's increase priority on getting that finished. Okay. Let's get another one of these up here, just for the time being, so that we can get chopping trees. Could add woodcutter over here too, now that I look at it. And they could cut trees from over here. Because we are harshly low on wood. Or at least logs. I know some of it's just it's waiting on trees to be finished growing. And we're doing a lot of construction projects at the moment. Okay. Okay, stop flooding over this building. Maybe if I add another... Yep, there we go. No, maybe not. Maybe. Just maybe. Let's get that levee also higher prioritied. But we're looking all right. All right, so we got bad tide coming in. Let's have you swap over to maple for the time being. And we're gonna have to build a storage box for it, but let's not do it there. Guess that would put it close-ish to where it needs to go. Just gotta be prepared for the bad tide to come through. Which, I mean, we are prepared. It's just I want to be, I mean, at this point we're just getting more prepared. Got enough water reservoir. The water levels are higher because of all this work we've done already. Now we're just making it more. The only thing I can think of is long term we would want to get somebody, you know, a bunch of beavers over here to block this up, and then form a levee here and here so that we could raise the water level even higher than just one. The other thing we could do is build an excavator somewhere, you know, block off somewhere in here, or block off this, dry it out, and dig down in here, and then a way to get that water from in there to over here and release it as needed, which would require us cutting out this, and it could be doable. Could be very doable. I hear you, Beaver. I hear you. Oh, we just had a massive die-off, didn't we? Yes. Yes, we did. Okay. And that leads me to, we can get rid of these. Because we have the two better ones. We can pause that building even being used at the moment. Because we don't have... Well, this is just bad water goes to extract. Storage. Let's make this store extract for when we do get there. One thing I'm thinking about is when we do the next district is actually building it up over here. Like preparing a bunch of platforms, placing the district building on the platforms, and then building out into the area. Preserving basically as much land as possible for power and farming. Okay. So at this point, we are going to bring these back up to full. Bring all these back up to full. Stop that from pushing too much water back into there. Okay. Alright. That's fine. Bring that up to full. And bring these up to max height. Drop this one down to 0. Are these at max height? No. Drop this one down to 0. That should be allowing all the bad water to just run out of here. Blocking it from getting anywhere else that we need it to be, or don't want it to be in, rather. As long as those are max height, all the way across. Okay. Yeah. Should be alright. It's only 3 days total. And the reason for this is I noticed that it tends to pool right in here and doesn't drain out the way I want it to. Of course, now we're going to be stuck with some bad water in here anyways, so we'll have to deal with that running through. We can also we can wait till it dilutes enough that we don't have to deal with that immediately. Alright, this keeps our area up here rather beautiful and lush. There's more than enough bad water to go around. This has been built. We'll let that go when it goes. The problem with this is... that's right, there's no maple trees yet that have maple syrup ready to grab. So he'll grab it when he's ready. We're maxed out on pine resin. This is ready. Okay, so what we're going to do here is now that we got, granted only a day yet to do this, we can make it work. So we're going to double high these, make them max priority to build. And at some point we'll also build out a pathway to get the beavers over to here to block this up, and ideally block this up. And we got the reservoir right at the beginning. That's a long-term project at this point. Could even do floodgates here so that when it is bad tide, we can just flush it out that way. But we already flush it out this way and this way. So it's really not a necessity at the moment. Notice we're still struggling to get logs in, but we're not struggling so bad that it's hindering production, I guess. The only downside with these long runs is that beavers end up working 24 hours and not eating or sleeping. See, even though it's technically not completed yet, really doesn't matter at the moment, because the water's still got to flush out. So there's still time before we got to get stuff moved. Let's dump some more water into this area from both sources. And then this sits in... Realistically, I should have built this out to here. but it'd be just as much trouble and pain to deal with. So if I was going to rebuild these, I would build them probably out. I mean, the only surefire way would be to build it out to here. Then you got to deal with all this, and you could just use levees. But the easiest way to get these out is plop these up, plop this one down. Let the water sort itself. Same with this, now that it's... I mean, that's as clean as it's getting at the moment, it looks like. Just bring that up, bring these down, bring these down, let it flush itself out. It's diluted to the point where it's like 1% contaminated, it'll flush out. Minimal issues, but as long as you don't have beavers running through the water, you're fine. And then we can just do this. Let that water flow out. Now that this has flowed out enough, we can bring these down, bring these back up, bring this back up. Okay, those are up, down, up enough. Bring this one down, let it flow. Is it just the two? Yeah. Bring these back up to half. That's fully up, blocking that water. Really don't know why I'm bothering with this at the moment. I know it's mostly just a construction project. It's something for the Beavers to be doing, spending resources on, moving things around. Because it doesn't really make any difference at the moment because everything's limited by this terrain height right here. Once I can get things moved over here enough that I can block this up and this, it'll matter. But until then, it's kind of all stuck dependent on what's going on here. We don't want these flooded if we can help it. But I'm also not sure why it's fluctuating so much that's flooding this with, you know, half height holding back some of the water. Fluid dynamics in this game are just kind of weird, realistically. Looks like we're going up in wood count. And I know part of that is just because everything enables it to be that way. That's poor phrasing. The way that we have everything set up here enables the wood to go up because we're at max with paper, planks, resin, treated planks, more than anything. So nothing else is consuming wood other than the construction projects and a couple of things that use it for fuel. This is the extract, which can be used to make, and we're maxed out on biofuel if I remember right, so we can switch over to making catalyst? Yes. Which requires more storage. We can do it there, we can do it here, yeah. Let's do catalyst here. So at this point I'm not really worried about getting this done super quick. Now the added benefit of all this is that even the water wheels are just glowing at or going at high speed near constantly. And the beavers are all just pushing at the levees from both sides. Oh. Beaver is injured, flooded buildings. Okay, flooded buildings went back to normal. I mean, really, if we needed it any better, we could just drop these down to 0 and have no visual effect. Got it. That's great, isn't it? When you got too much of a good thing going. I know there's no such thing. Well, there is such a thing as too much of a good thing. That's... Oh, shoot, don't do that. That was a terrible idea. Why did I do that? We're going to see the after effects for days. Alright, let's block up water here. Let it flood back behind there. Come on. Same here. Come on, dry out, dry out. Okay. There we go. Alright. No, we don't want the pathway, we want that. Let that drop down. Drop that down to 0.5. Oh, come on! What is this crap? Alright. Okay, there we go. Alright. Everything's back to more or less normal. See, putting that up to 0.5 shouldn't have such a massive effect, but it does. Alright. The spice must flow. And in this case, the spice is water. And we're looking at... I mean, this is a perfect reservoir over here. You just build a couple platforms out and start pumping water from it. But... holy crap. Alright, so we can just basically unlock some things. Not most, but everything in the water tree is now unlocked. Everything here in the housing tree is unlocked. Nothing there. Nope. Okay. Let's build a couple of these. Allow people to have some spiritual moments thinking about nature. Actually, that's a terrible spot for those. Because they don't have area of effect. That's from decorations, which... Is everybody getting the 2? Shrub and lantern, just about. Have lantern there, and that should be hitting almost everybody. And lantern there. That one really should be hitting everybody, and so should this one, because they have to go up and down. They have to cross these 2 paths, it would seem. So let's look at where else we can place one. But either way, alright. Shrub, that's got everybody. Scarecrow. So if we do it, no. Do one there, do one there, and one there that hits 3/4 of the marks. Ooh, we do need one more. We need one there. That'll hit just about everybody. This project is almost done. Over here. Once that's done, we can destroy these, which only because these are unnecessary. We're hurting. These beavers should grow up really quickly here. 3 beavers are hurt. But we got enough med beds for them. Sorry, that snuck up on me. Why does it keep flooding at weird times? Let's back up all the water and let this run out. Okay, drop that to 0.5. Maybe if we just keep this one plugged up for the moment, I don't know. What the heck is going on here? Water should all be flowing out this way. There should be nothing extra coming in here. Drop that one's water speed down to 0.5. I'm just not sure how this is even happening. All the water should just be dumping out. I put it up to 0.5. The water behaves so weird in this game. I just don't understand. Now everything's underwater here. Let's move that one to that. Back up the water to flow just a little bit here. It's only coming through the one, I think. Yeah. But you see, everything is underwater. Maybe if I do this, I don't know. Just not sure how everything's getting underwater here. I mean, this is backed up and flowing over because I'm not letting anything through here. And this is still backing up. Maybe if I set that to dump out all the way. I mean, this is overflowed now. So realistically, we have to let it go out this way. That tile's acting weird with water. Huh, they're finally getting over here to build. Most of the map is rather green at this point. We just got water going everywhere at the moment. Okay. Things settled down here enough yet to go back to normal? I think so. The only thing I can think of that was happening that was causing this was the fact that I'd just finished this. And then removed what was here. Keep an eye on things and make sure that it's not starting to flood over everything again. Got enough catalyst coming in. After the Great Drought, Beavers made it a rule to always have a few of these around. The medium tanks. The idea came up after a Folktales carousel ran too fast. Centrifuge. We're not making much maple syrup at the moment. We may need another one of these eventually. Let's unlock the printing press. Doesn't really help just to have the one. At the same time, yes, we can just add. We build a couple more platforms. And where do we have maple over here? Unmark these trees for cutting, because those are maples. Let's unmark these maples. We can always remark them later. books, which will increase our just about everything. Okay, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but they will help with happiness or well-being, which increases movement speed, working speed, efficiency, and lifespan, if I remember right. At some point we'll get to making these. But part factories will need 2, maybe 3. We're slowly getting back up on population. Building lacks workers. Okay. We're not as bad off because we're not doing as many major construction projects. Okay. Let's back that one up. Let's back that one up. Drop that down. Pop that down to 0. Allow the water to just flow out to the sides and spillways. Okay, so these are draining out a little. No, they're not. Oh, right, because it's end of the workday. Alright, I was going to build a tapper here. Just so I don't forget again. We want them to prioritize maple syrup. Oh, now we're getting back up to full on workers. It's not a bad thing. If we cap that one off, which would require a building project to get there. Nope. Okay, let's think about this a little bit differently then. get up there, we're gonna have to climb up all this. But what if we can just use what's here, kind of make that possible? So, not triple, this is a double height. And if we came from here to here, single, that'll give us from there to there. Then if we one to one, we go up to a double, that'll get us here. Which then gets us to there. We're still one short. So let's try this from a different angle. So that didn't work, but what if we came from just to the right of that and started a little bit earlier? Do a double there, which would then allow us to do that to there. Still does not quite raise it up right. I feel like we're on the right path here. Alright. Let's just do all the landscaping. Make this super simple. Barely an inconvenience. Alright. There we go. We go up to here. Then put the bad water rig. It's more than doable. Then we can get rid of these guys and just work directly out of this. Yeah, this building can be destroyed. We don't need it any longer. It's just to clear off trees there. This is looking pretty good so far. I mean, that nasty red water's not looking good, but don't get me wrong there. It was never supposed to look good. Beavers are getting healthy again. Only 0.3 days left in the cycle. Let's let the bad water start to flow out. We're really not hurting on anything as far as water is concerned. Block that back up, put enough water back down into the area to keep our beavers watered, so to speak. Let's hop this up, drop this down, drop this down, pop these back up. This way the bad water just clears out faster this way and we can get everything back to normal sooner. Alright, let's pop this back up, this one down, and this down. Should be. Okay. Back up to max height. Water is flowing in there. We can probably pump you back up. And drop these down because otherwise that's going to happen. Okay. The beavers are just toiling away at this. And with that, we are going to call it a day. Thank you for joining me back here at Beaverville. Thank you for joining me at the campfire. And we will see you next time.